If you take a look at TD Bank's personal checking account products, you'll find that TD Bank has 3 checking accounts that are not age restricted: the TD Beyond Checking, the TD Convenience Checking, and TD Simple Checking. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why some banks, including TD Bank, are not the right bank for you if you're earning a low income, and you are going to walk away with the 5 things to always look at if you're choosing a bank on low income. By the way, guys, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Annie Margarita Yang. You should subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon for notifications. I'm different from other personal finance YouTubers out there. You're going to find that other people are going to push products and services on you. I don't give you the fish. I believe in teaching you how to fish. So I will teach you how to think about your finances critically, and especially if you're low income, I'm going to teach you how to get ahead financially on a low income, because I spent several years of my life earning a low income and making do with what I had. And this channel specifically is about the AAA strategy. So I'm going to teach you attitude, approach, and action. Today's video on choosing a bank account on a low income is under the approach section of my AAA strategy. So I'm going to teach you how to approach choosing a bank account on a low income, because the first step to really managing your finances is getting the right bank. I have followed my own approach for choosing a bank account since I was 18 years old and finally saved up enough of my own allowance to be able to meet the minimum deposit requirements to even open up a bank account and legally not have a parent's name on the bank account. So my approach has always worked for me throughout these years, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work out for you. So be sure to watch until the end of this video for the 5 things to always look at when you're choosing a bank. The first thing to look at is a low minimum to open. So the minimum to open is basically the minimum amount of money that you're going to need to deposit to just get your bank account opened and start it up and ready. So ideally, you're going to look for a bank that requires only $50 or $100 to open. I remember when I opened up my first bank account, I needed $300, but I had like $500, so I was all set. But you just want something that's reasonable, so something that's a low amount to just open up a bank account. There are some banks out there that are bigger and they require something around like $1,000 or $1,500 to open. Clearly, you are not their target customer. So if you're earning a low income, you want to avoid a bank that requires something in the thousands of dollars to be able to open an account with them. The second thing to look at is the monthly maintenance fee. You should not be paying $10 to $15 a month for the privilege of having an account with the bank, okay? You should go with a bank that does not charge you monthly maintenance fees. So basically, for the privilege of having an account with them, it's free, okay? So there are banks that do charge those monthly maintenance fees, and they will waive it if you have certain activity. But even those you should avoid. The reason is because the kind of activity that they require, it's not really something that you can easily meet when you're earning a low income. So back when I was earning a lower income, I worked for a lot of small mom and pop businesses, and they would pay me with cash. I did pay my taxes, they did give me a pay stub, right? But instead of giving me a check for my pay, they paid me in cash, and they paid all my coworkers with cash too. And actually, my coworkers actually preferred the cash anyway, because that meant they didn't have to go to the bank. They could use the cash immediately. And rather than getting a check that took 2 to 3 business days to clear, they didn't have to do that. So a lot of people actually preferred cash. So if you're a low income earner earning cash, then, opening up a bank account that requires direct deposits to waive those monthly fees, you're not going to be able to meet those conditions. Or let's say you earn an irregular income. So let's say you're a contractor. You're not going to be able to meet those requirements either, because they're going to require a certain amount for the direct deposit every month. So let's say like in 1 month you earn less than another month, you're going to not meet that threshold. They're going to charge you that fee. Or let's say in another case, you're a low income earner and you didn't care, you had the direct deposit, you were able to meet those requirements, but let's say you lose your job. So all of a sudden, you're unemployed, you're not getting direct deposits anymore because you don't have a job, And what do you know? Your bank charges you a monthly maintenance fee because you didn't meet the direct deposit requirements. It's like pouring salt into a wound, Not only are you not earning money anymore, you're getting charged monthly fees for having an account with them. So you just want to avoid a bank that charges you monthly maintenance fees. So back to the beginning a little bit, when I stated that TD Bank is just not the right bank for a low-income earner. And here's why. So let's take a look at their TD Beyond checking account. To be able to waive the monthly maintenance fees on a TD Beyond checking account, you're going to need to receive monthly direct deposits of $5,000 or more, which means that you're going to need to deposit $60,000 a year after tax. Well, to be frank, they're clearly not targeting a low-income earner here if someone's making $60,000 after tax. Or you need to maintain a minimum daily balance of $2,500. I don't know about you, but I don't know any low-income earners who are going to have $2,500 lying around just to keep as a buffer for their bank account. So you can't spend it or anything. Just leave it as a buffer and pretend that's your zero. And everything above $2,500 is for you to spend. I don't know anyone who does that. And besides, you wouldn't want to keep $2,500 in an account that doesn't even earn interest. I'd rather keep the $2,500 in a savings account that earns a little bit of interest. And the last one is maintain a combined balance of $25,000 across eligible TD accounts. Clearly, TD Bank is not targeting someone who's earning a low income here if they have $25,000 lying around. And I just wanted to interject here, guys, because I'm very curious. How much do you pay in monthly maintenance fees? Leave a comment below. How much do you pay in monthly maintenance fees? I'm curious because according to Money Rates, just 28.8% of large bank checking accounts are free of those monthly fees, compared to 40% of accounts at medium-sized banks and 45% of accounts at small banks. I'm estimating just around half, maybe even just a little more of you guys are paying monthly maintenance fees. So how much are you guys paying? Because you can easily save money just by switching banks. The third thing to look at is the minimum daily balance. This is the minimum amount of money you're supposed to hold in your bank account every single day, or else your bank is going to charge you a fee. You want to look for a bank that does not charge you a fee for even reaching zero. If you can't find that, then you're going to have to go with a bank that charges you a fee if you hit below 50 or 100. But the lower, the better, especially if you're on a low income. Because I remember back in the days when I was earning a low income, money was very tight. And if I went over budget even just a little bit, I'm going to have to dip below that $100 buffer I always left in my bank account. And it's happened to me a few times. You're going to experience the same earning a low income, and so I suggest you look for a bank that doesn't have minimum daily balances. In the case of TD Bank's convenience checking, you can easily waive the monthly fee by maintaining a $100 minimum daily balance. But again, if you're earning a low income, I don't think that kind of account is for you, because there are definitely going to be some months where money is tight and it's going to dip below $100 on a given day. So that's just something that you need to be wary of when you're opening up a bank account. Now, TD Bank does have a simple checking account where they do not require any minimum balance requirement on a daily basis. But this also does come with a $5.99 monthly maintenance fee. Why should you pay the bank a monthly fee for the privilege of having an account with them? So in all these 3 checking accounts with TD Bank, they're just not worth it for you if you're earning a low income, or any bank that has these kind of practices. So you should always avoid them. The fourth thing to look at is the bank's branch and ATM network. This one in particular is important for you if you get paid in cash or if you spend mostly in cash, because you find spending with cash is much easier to manage than debit or credit. So if you're one of those people, this one is important for you. You want to look for a bank that has a convenient location for either where you live, where you work, or where you frequently shop. This is because you want to be able to avoid paying any ATM fees. Now, if you get paid with either check or direct deposit, then you have other options. You're more free to explore stuff like online banking. A lot of online banks might reimburse you for your ATM fees regardless of which bank you withdrew money from. Or you might want to look for a bank that will reimburse you for fees, even if they're not an online bank, because they partnered up with another bank's ATM network to be able to give you free ATM withdrawals. You might want to look into that too. It could be an option for you, though it's not as likely. The fifth and final thing to look at is interest. So is the bank going to pay you interest on not just your savings account, but also your checking account? And is the interest rate on those accounts competitive compared to other banks? Now, if you're on a low income, interest and its rate is just not as important as the first four things to look at. The reason is because you want to be able to manage your cash flow and always have a positive cash flow. And you also want to avoid any of those fees that the bank hits you with, because those fees are always going to be more than the measly interest, which is in the pennies, that they're going to give you. So you should be more concerned about the fees that the bank is charging you, which is, ranging in a few dollars to maybe tens of dollars, versus the 10 cents that the bank is going to give you, okay? So I would only look at interest if I found two banks that I liked and both of them were a good fit for my needs. And then the final determining factor on which one I picked was the interest. So that's the only thing that I would use interest for if I were looking at a bank account. Okay guys, I've just finished going over how to choose a bank on a low income, so you should be all set going forward on choosing a bank for yourself that will be the right fit for you. If you're interested in learning how to save money on a low income, I do have a book on Amazon, 1001 Ways to Save Money, Quit Flushing Your Hard-Earned Money Down the Toilet, that you can buy. If you follow my advice in this video on choosing a bank account on a low income, you're going to find that a lot of the banks that meet this criteria are community banks. And while I do love community banks due to their lower fees and easier to meet conditions for waiving fees, I don't know, I've just had so much interactions with them in the past year that kind of made me think, oh, I guess this isn't so black and white anymore. So in my next video, I'm going to talk about why community banks might not be right for you. So please be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified when I publish that video on community banks. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.